Life has a strange way of teaching balance. The same hands that throw thorns in your path eventually end up walking barefoot through their own garden of regret. That's how the universe works. It collects every action, every whisper, every hidden intent, and returns it in perfect proportion. Call it consequence, call it alignment, call it karma. No one escapes it. Those who built their joy on your pain are now tripping over the very traps they set for you. Their plans were never your downfall. They were blueprints for their own collapse. Every stone they hurled at you became a stepping stone beneath your feet, lifting you higher, while their bitterness chained them to the same spot they tried to bury you in. You see, chosen one, people fear what they can't control. Your calm, your focus, your refusal to break, it haunts them. You became the mirror that shows them what they could never be. They tried to dim your light, not realizing it would only make their shadows more obvious. They called you arrogant, but it was confidence that refused to apologize. They called you dangerous, but it was only because your strength exposed their weakness. And now, as life rebalances itself, they're realizing that the same fire they tried to burn you with is lighting your path forward. If this already feels like your story, press that like button and subscribe, because this isn't just about survival, it's about dominance through grace. You're not just rising, you're becoming the proof that balance always returns, and this time it's returning in your favor. You're about to feel a shift so powerful, it'll silence every doubt ever thrown your way. The truth that's breaking right now isn't just a rumor, it's reversal. Everything they twisted about you is snapping back, louder, sharper, undeniable. What's coming next will make the same people who mocked you question everything they believed. This isn't about revenge, it's about revelation, your revelation. So before we dive in, do 3 things right now. Hit that like button to make this truth echo louder. Subscribe so you never stand alone again, and drop the number 99 in the comments to lock in your energy with this message. That number means clarity, closure, and comeback. If you're truly one of the chosen ones, you'll feel it, the pull to stay till the end, because this story isn't random. It's yours. The tables have turned, and tonight, the world will see what they tried so hard to hide. Let's get started. Number 1. Stop letting them build empires from your pain. Reclaim what was stolen. They built their entire story out of your silence. Every rumor they spread, every fake tear they performed, every side-eye they threw, it was all designed to make them look powerful while you were left fighting shadows. But the thing about lies is, they age fast. They crack under the weight of time, and right now, those cracks are everywhere. Their confidence is crumbling, their smiles twitch under pressure, and their words, so perfectly rehearsed, are starting to sound like confessions. You can feel it, can't you? The shift in the air when your name is mentioned. The same people who once couldn't stop whispering about you now lower their voices and pretend they were never part of it. This is what happens when truth wakes up. It doesn't announce itself with thunder. It enters quietly, like light slipping through a broken curtain, and suddenly every false story looks ridiculous under its glow. You're not imagining this moment, this tension, this unease. It's real. You're watching the same crowd that framed you now scramble to erase their fingerprints from the scene. They called you unstable to hide their own chaos. They called you fake to protect their illusions. And now life is forcing them to face their own reflection. Let me be honest with you, chosen one. Every strong soul has a chapter where the world mistakes them for the villain. It's part of the balance. People fear what exposes them. You didn't do anything wrong. You just carried truth in a world that worships deception. And when light walks into a room built on lies, it doesn't have to fight, it just reveals. That's what you've done, simply by surviving. You exposed every mask without lifting a finger. They didn't attack you because you were weak. They attacked because you were proof of everything they'll never be. You remembered things they wanted buried. You stayed authentic when they built entire personalities out of performance. You kept your composure while they fed off chaos. And now, the irony is poetic. The same lies they used to frame you have become their own cage. Every fake narrative they spun is now tightening around their necks, and the silence they once celebrated is suffocating them. The truth moves differently. It's patient, deliberate, inevitable. It doesn't need validation. It simply waits for its moment. And when it finally steps forward, it doesn't roar. It whispers, and that whisper is enough to make the whole room freeze. That's what's happening right now. You're not just witnessing their exposure, you're stepping into your vindication. Their castles were built from your pain, but time has turned those bricks back into dust. So walk forward. Don't explain. Don't defend. Just let the truth keep doing what it's been doing all along, erasing illusions, restoring balance, and putting your name back where it always belonged, untouchable. They thought they buried you, but they only built the stage for your return. Number 2. When they accuse you loudly, hear the confession hidden in their words. You ever notice how the loudest voices are usually the guiltiest? The ones who rush to label you, warn others about you, paint you as dangerous. They're not protecting anyone. They're protecting themselves. Every accusation they hurled at you was a reflection they couldn't face in their own mirror. They screamed your flaws just to muffle their guilt. And the world listened because noise always gets attention before truth does. But now, that same noise is echoing back at them like a confession they can't take back. Chosen one, this is the irony of deception. The louder they spoke against you, the more they revealed who they were. Every insult, every fake concern, every whispered warning, it was their diary disguised as gossip. They accused you of being manipulative because they were the ones pulling strings. They called you toxic because your boundaries exposed their control. They said you changed, but it was only because you stopped letting them feed off your peace. Now, listen closely. You don't even have to defend yourself anymore. Time is doing that for you. People are replaying the old stories, realizing how rehearsed they sounded. The fake tears, the perfect timing, the way they made sure everyone was watching. None of it feels right anymore. The performance has expired, and the audience can finally see the script for what it was, a confession written in projection. So don't waste breath explaining yourself. Let silence be your closing argument. The truth is already rewriting the narrative in your favor. Those who accused you are now standing in the same spotlight they once pointed at you, only this time they're the ones exposed. Because in the end, every accusation was never about you. It was their soul screaming its own secrets out loud. Number 3. Don't become the monster they invented. Let their fear expose them instead. They spent so long painting you as the threat that they started believing their own lie. Every story they told, every exaggerated sigh, every fake warning, they weren't trying to describe you. They were trying to justify themselves. The irony, the image they created to destroy you is now the one haunting them. Their fear has become their reflection. You don't need to defend yourself, chosen one. You just need to stand still and let their panic do the talking. Fear always outspeeds lies, and right now, theirs is sprinting in circles. They needed you to look dangerous so people wouldn't see the danger in them. That's how projection works. Turn someone's strength into a crime, their calm into manipulation, their silence into guilt. But that performance can't last forever. The cracks are showing. Their voice shakes when your name comes up. Their confidence flickers. They used to stand tall when slandering you. Now they look like they're shrinking in their own spotlight. That's not coincidence. It's exposure. They wrote the script to destroy you, but the story flipped. Now every accusation sounds like a confession read out loud. So don't pick up the weapon they dropped. Don't fight fire with fire. Just stay grounded in the truth they can't touch. The universe has already turned the lights on, and their own shadows are betraying them. You were never the villain. You were the mirror, and mirrors don't argue. They reveal. Keep walking, chosen one. Their fear is the broadcast now. Their trembling silence is the headline. You don't need to roar to prove your innocence. The truth has already made enough noise for you. Number 4. Life will test their loyalty through your fall. Let their failure teach you who's real. The truth is, life doesn't reveal people during your success. It exposes them during your fall. When everything collapses and your name is being dragged, that's when masks start slipping. The same mouths that once praised you start to twist your silence into guilt. The ones who swore they'd stand by you suddenly go quiet, pretending neutrality is innocence. But chosen one, understand this. Your fall wasn't punishment, it was filtration. The universe didn't break you. It just showed you who was never meant to stand beside your rise. They failed your test before they even realized they were being graded. Every rumor they entertained, every laugh they didn't stop, every moment they chose distance instead of defense, that was their real answer sheet. And when the results came in, the truth marked them, not you. You were the mirror that reflected their character, and they couldn't handle what they saw. You didn't lose people, you lost illusions. And that's the cleanest kind of freedom. So let their silence echo. Let their distance define them. You don't need to chase explanations or force apologies. Their actions told you everything. The same fall they celebrated was their own exposure in disguise, because when loyalty costs comfort, few can afford it. Now look at yourself. Still standing, still breathing, still chosen. That's what they didn't expect. You survived what they secretly hoped would destroy you. And now, every time your name comes up, their chest tightens, not from guilt, but from recognition. They see who you are, and who they proved they never were. Your fall wasn't your ending, it was their unveiling. And that lesson will haunt them longer than any revenge ever could. Number 5. Don't match their chaos, protect your frequency, and watch what collapses. When the storm came, they wanted you to lose control. They needed your reaction to validate their illusion. Every lie they spread, every whisper they planted was bait, a test to see if you'd break character and descend to their level. But you didn't. You held your ground while they drowned in the noise they created, and that's what's destroying them now. Their chaos has no power over someone who refuses to feed it. See, chosen one, energy doesn't lie. Chaos feeds on chaos. The moment you stop giving it your attention, it starts to starve. They're crumbling because you stopped participating. While they were screaming for an audience, you went silent. And that silence was louder than anything they could have said. You didn't chase validation. You didn't try to clear your name in dirty air. You stayed still long enough for the truth to echo on its own. And that patience, that's lethal to the fake. They thought your calm meant weakness, but it was calculation. You let their noise expose itself. You watched as they spun their lies so tightly that they became trapped inside them. That's the difference between reaction and mastery. They play for attention. You move with purpose. They survive on drama. You operate on alignment. And when energies like that collide, the weaker one always self-destructs. Protect your frequency like it's sacred, because it is. It's the reason they couldn't destroy you no matter how hard they tried. You're vibrating on truth, and truth doesn't chase, it attracts. Let their chaos collapse on its own weight while you keep evolving in silence. The higher you rise, the less they can reach you. Don't match their madness. Let peace be the weapon they never saw coming. Number 6. Never explain to the unready. Silence will prove what arguments never could. When the storm came, they wanted you to lose control. They needed your reaction to validate their illusion. Every lie they spread, every whisper they planted, was bait, a test to see if you'd break character and descend to their level. But you didn't. You held your ground while they drowned in the noise they created, and that's what's destroying them now. Their chaos has no power over someone who refuses to feed it. See, chosen one, energy doesn't lie. Chaos feeds on chaos. The moment you stop giving it your attention, it starts to starve. They're crumbling because you stopped participating. While they were screaming for an audience, you went silent. And that silence was louder than anything they could have said. You didn't chase validation. You didn't try to clear your name in dirty air. You stayed still long enough for the truth to echo on its own. And that patience, that's lethal to the fake. They thought your calm meant weakness, but it was calculation. You let their noise expose itself. You watched as they spun their lies so tightly that they became trapped inside them. That's the difference between reaction and mastery. They play for attention. You move with purpose. They survive on drama. You operate on alignment. And when energies like that collide, the weaker one always self-destructs. Protect your frequency like it's sacred, because it is. It's the reason they couldn't destroy you, no matter how hard they tried. You're vibrating on truth, and truth doesn't chase, it attracts. Let their chaos collapse on its own weight while you keep evolving in silence. The higher you rise, the less they can reach you. Don't match their madness. Let peace be the weapon they never saw coming. Number 7. Lies rot their souls first. Let time turn their poison into their punishment. They thought lies would protect them, that if they told the story enough times, it would start to sound like truth. But lies are living things. They decay from the inside. Every false word they spoke carried a cost, and now that cost is collecting. You can see it in their eyes, in the way they avoid your name, in the sudden weight behind their laughter. The poison they brewed for you is sitting in their own veins now, and there's no antidote for guilt disguised as confidence. Lies don't disappear, they ferment. At first, they look solid, believable, almost golden under the right lighting. But give them time, and they start to stink. They corrode everything around them: reputation, trust, peace of mind. And now, the same people who swore they were protecting others from you can't protect themselves from the truth. Their stories are unraveling in public. Their tone shakes. Their charm has turned into panic. The mask they wore so proudly is cracking under the pressure of exposure. That's the thing about time. It doesn't chase liars. It watches them run in circles until they collapse. You never had to fight them. You just had to outlast them. Every day you stayed silent, calm, and grounded. The truth was sharpening itself behind the scenes, and now it's cutting through every layer of their illusion. Chosen one, don't waste your breath explaining what time is already proving. Their downfall doesn't need your voice. It's self-inflicted. Their poison has turned into their punishment. All you need to do is stand still and let decay do its work. The truth doesn't rush. It simply arrives, clean and final, while their lies choke on their own fumes. Number 8. Your embarrassment was a shield. Use the shadows to rebuild in secret. They thought humiliating you was victory. They laughed when you fell, mistaking your silence for defeat. But what they didn't realize was that your so-called downfall was the most powerful disguise the universe could give you. While they were busy celebrating your end, you were being rewritten. Every smirk, every rumor, every whisper only made your armor thicker. The shadows they threw over your name became your shelter, cool, quiet, and out of sight from the chaos. You weren't destroyed, chosen one. You were hidden for reconstruction. Sometimes the universe covers its strongest warriors in silence, not to punish them, but to prepare them. The noise around you wasn't rejection, it was camouflage. They mistook your absence for weakness, but you were learning, studying, refining. You were watching everyone reveal their true intentions without you saying a single word. That's what real power looks like, patience disguised as loss. And now, look at them. The ones who mocked your name are trembling in their own spotlight, unable to handle the same attention they once weaponized against you. Their fake smiles are fading, their stories are collapsing, and they can feel that cold realization settling in. The person they tried to erase has become untouchable. You didn't just survive humiliation, you evolved inside it. You learned how to move quietly, think sharper, and rebuild stronger. So let them choke on their curiosity. Don't announce your comeback, let your silence echo. The shadows were never your grave, they were your greenhouse. You're not rising from defeat, you're emerging from refinement. When you step back into the light, the same people who laughed will squint at your glow, realizing too late that your embarrassment was never exposure. It was protection. Number 9. Remember, what they buried was a seed. Rise when they least expect it. They thought ending you would be easy. They buried your name beneath whispers, your worth beneath lies, and your peace beneath their jealousy. They mistook silence for defeat, forgetting that the ground doesn't kill what it covers, it grows it. You were never gone, chosen one. You were germinating. Every insult was rain, every betrayal was soil. Every night you spent in isolation was the quiet season before the bloom. They danced around your grave, thinking it was over, never realizing that the very dirt they threw was giving you roots. This is the cruel beauty of truth. It grows best in the dark. While they were celebrating your supposed downfall, you were becoming something they could never destroy, unshakable. Their laughter watered your discipline. Their doubt sharpened your patience. Every attempt to erase you just rewrote your story in bolder ink. And now, as the world turns and eyes start shifting, they're seeing the impossible happen. You're rising, and there's nothing they can do to stop it. You don't owe them explanations. Let your growth be their silence. Let your peace be the proof. The same crowd that buried you will soon claim they always believed in you. That's how guilt dresses itself up when truth blooms. But you'll know better. You'll remember the cold of the soil, the weight of their words, and the strength it took to push through. That's your power now, born from pressure, not praise. So rise quietly, but rise completely. Because when your breakthrough hits the light, it won't just be growth, it'll be revelation. What they thought was your ending was the beginning of their lesson. They buried you to stop your story, but all they did was plant your legacy. And now, chosen one, it's harvest season. Number 10. When the energy around you feels heavy, know its truth. Purging the room. You've probably noticed it lately. The strange tension when you walk in, the awkward pauses, the sudden change in tone. That isn't imagination. That's the truth, shifting the atmosphere, clearing out what doesn't belong anymore. When you were framed, lies polluted every space you entered. People breathed that poison like air, and for a while, they couldn't even tell they were choking on it. But now the air's turning clean, and those who thrived in deception can't stand the clarity. Their discomfort isn't your burden, it's their exposure. The vibration has changed, and their energy is rejecting the very truth they once mocked. You see, chosen one, truth doesn't always arrive gently. Sometimes it feels like pressure, like the weight in a room just before a storm breaks. That heaviness isn't punishment, it's purification. The universe is detoxing every connection, every false alliance, every mask that tried to stay too long. The same people who used to laugh loudest now struggle to hold eye contact because their spirit knows what their mind won't admit. The lie they believed has turned on them. Don't let that tension scare you. Let it confirm your evolution. When the truth starts moving through a space, everything dishonest starts to crumble. Their nervous smiles, their uneasy posture, their sudden distance. It's not hatred, it's recoil. They're allergic to your authenticity now. You've outgrown the old vibration, and the air around you is adjusting to fit the new frequency of who you are. So, when the room feels heavy, breathe deeper. That's not negativity, it's cleansing. That's balance returning. Let them cough on their own confusion while you stay grounded in your calm. You're not the source of the tension. You're the reason it can finally clear. Number 11. Don't chase justice. Become the example of how truth balances itself. Chosen one, listen closely. Justice isn't something you run after, it's something you become. The ones who framed you thought your silence was surrender, that walking away meant defeat. But what they never understood is that truth doesn't sprint. It walks with precision. It doesn't chase, it waits. And when it arrives, it rewrites everything. You were never meant to fight in the mud with them. You were meant to stand still while the ground beneath their lies gave way. They tried to play judge, jury, and executioner. But they forgot one thing. Time keeps the receipts. Every false word they spoke, every cruel action, every smile they wore while pretending to be innocent, all of it was recorded in the vibration of their own choices. And now that frequency is turning against them. Their own energy is the verdict, and their guilt is the sentence. You don't need to swing back. You don't need to prove anything. You're the evidence, walking, breathing, undeniable. The longer you stand in truth, the more their facades crumble. You're not chasing balance anymore. You are balance. You're the calm that exposes their chaos, the silence that outshines their noise. So let them panic. Let them rewrite their stories, delete their messages, deny their involvement. The universe already archived everything. Your name isn't being cleared, it's being crowned. Your endurance became the law of restoration, and your peace became the symbol of justice fulfilled. Remember this: when you stop fighting for fairness, life starts fighting for you. That's what terrifies them most. You didn't just survive injustice, you redefined it. You became the living proof that truth doesn't chase revenge, it creates equilibrium. And right now, equilibrium wears your name. Number 12. You weren't just cleared, you were crowned. Let peace finish what pain started. The world thought your story ended when they dragged your name through the dirt, but they didn't realize that dirt was sacred ground. It was where your roots took hold, where your silence grew power. You were never meant to fight them. You were meant to outlast them, and you did. Now, the same people who laughed when you fell can't even meet your eyes. Their words have turned to echoes that embarrass them. Their confidence, gone. Their lies, exposed. What's left is the undeniable truth. The one they tried to erase is the one still standing. Chosen one, this isn't just vindication. It's coronation. You didn't win because you screamed louder. You won because you refused to kneel to lies. They mistook your patience for defeat, but patience was your weapon. Every insult they threw at you became armor. Every rumor became proof that you were never ordinary. They aimed to humiliate you, but in the process, they handed you clarity, the most dangerous power of all. Now you walk in a peace they'll never know, a kind that doesn't need revenge to feel complete. Let them wrestle with the weight of their guilt. Let them live in the ruins of their own deception. You've already moved on to higher ground. Peace isn't weakness. It's the reward for those who didn't let pain turn them bitter. It's the quiet after the storm where only truth remains. So wear your calm like a crown. The game is over, and you didn't just survive it, you rewrote it. You were never just cleared. You were crowned by your endurance, and now peace is doing what pain began, finishing the masterpiece called you. And now, chosen one, you've seen it. The truth has flipped the script completely. The lies collapsed, the masks melted, and every attack turned into evidence of your strength. This isn't the end of your story, it's the start of your reign. From here on, peace walks with you, and every step you take shakes the ground they once used to bury you. Before you go, do something powerful. Hit that like button, subscribe so this truth reaches every chosen one still in the dark. Drop the number 99 in the comments and share this message to make the truth echo louder than ever.